Hey guys, take a fine. Today I have a review of the HP Envy 13.3. So my model was £850 in the UK. It's got an MX150 2GB and an i5 8th gen processor from Intel. I couldn't find the same model on any US website, but there were plenty of other models, and they're all pretty much the same, apart from obviously you pay more, it's going to perform better. So guys, let's get into this. So the first thing about this laptop is it's undeniably a great looking laptop. Its aluminium finish gives it a great look, and it's very thin, coming in at only 1.49 centimeters thick, making it a very thin laptop. That's the same thickness as the MacBook Pro. In addition to this, it's only 2.8 pounds or 1.3 kilos, so it's a great laptop just to chuck in your bag, take to school, work. It's very light, easy to carry, no problem. Open up the laptop, you have a 1920 by 1080 IPS display. The thin bezels make it really nice to look at, and obviously it's got great viewing angles and great colours on that IPS display. The webcam's also at the top of the laptop, which is really appreciated because it's actually usable, unlike one in the bottom bar above the keyboard. The screen's also touchscreen, which it's handy, but at the same time, I've never really used it that much. Maybe for scrolling, because obviously the laptop only tilts back to here, so it's not like you can lay it flat or put it all the way around like the X360. So it's not that useful as a touchscreen. Then the next thing is the build quality of this laptop as a whole. So like I said, it's only 1.49 centimeters thick and very light at just over a kilo. However, it's very, very rigid. There's very little flex even in the screen, which is quite impressive considering how thin it is. Moving down the laptop, the first thing you notice is this large Bang & Olufsen speaker bar at the top. You've got one front-facing speaker, and then you have two on the bottom, here and one here. So they make some great speakers. They're reasonably loud, put out some good sound. I mean, once again, it's a nice feature, but I never really use speakers on the laptop. Next is the keyboard. Now, I was very impressed by HP's keyboard. There's very little wobble to the keys, and it's very satisfying to type on. They've got a nice click, decent travel distance considering how thin the laptop is, as well as a very clear actuation point. It's just a very nice experience to type on. This keyboard's also backlit. It's on now, but you could not even notice it. It's not a very bright backlight, especially in the day, but it can be useful at night. Once again, no harm in having it. Maybe if it was brightness adjustable, it would be a little bit better. The trackpad's a decent size. It's nice and wide with a good click, so overall it's very usable. So I've not felt the need to bring a wireless mouse with me when I'm going out or anywhere for just basic tasks. It more than does the job. It's very functional, feels very nice to use, and it's also very responsive to how many fingers you're tapping with for Windows gestures and things like that. For I/O on the left hand side of the laptop, you've got a 3.5mm headphone jack, a USB 3.0 port, and now because the laptop's so thin, HP had to do it, so you have this little flap that pulls down to open it. You can usually just put a USB stick in there and it works without any assistance from another hand to pull the flap down. How long these flaps will last and whether they will break in the future, I'm not sure. They seem to be pretty solid and well made as with the rest of the laptop, so I'm pretty confident in that. They've actually got a USB-C port. Now for this, it's not Thunderbolt, it's just a normal USB-C port. Don't try charging it, I've already done that, it doesn't work. However, in the box it does include a USB-C to HDMI, so you can get a display output from this laptop, as well as a micro SD card slot. Flipping over to the other side, you have your power port, another USB 3 port. They're the only two on the laptop, so if you wanted let's say a mouse and a headset, you wouldn't be able to plug anything else in. But this laptop isn't really for gaming or anything like that, so that's fine. And then you have this fingerprint scanner. It's quite small and therefore can be a bit inconsistent, but it's nice to have. Performance wise, it's pretty impressive, especially considering the form factor. My laptop had an i5 8520U, 8 gigs of RAM and an MX150 2GB from Nvidia. Now it's perfectly fast for anything just basic, like Chrome, lots of tabs, Word, things like that. And it can also handle a bit of light productivity easily with things like Photoshop and a bit of light video editing, especially with a blazing fast M.2 SSD that's included. Mine was 256 gigs. On power, it can also handle a bit of light gaming. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend this laptop if all you want to do is game on it. I'd spend a bit of money on something a bit chunkier that can handle gaming a lot better. I find this laptop's also nice and quiet. It doesn't even turn on when you're on a low load, such as just web browsing, on battery and whatnot. It can be a bit louder under stress test, let's say, on power. So if you were trying to game or for some reason you're just running a stress test, in which case the CPU only makes it up to the mid 60s. Low 70s degrees Celsius, which is very impressive actually considering it's just a single fan that's not that loud. I was very impressed by how well HP managed to keep the laptop cool, considering other laptops of this form factor are throttling down performance, and you don't get any of this on the Envy. To round it all off, the HP Envy is a very nice laptop. It's very good looking, very thin, very light, great to carry around places. Also packs a fair bit of performance, especially for the price and its size. So if you're looking to buy this laptop, the link will be in the description. Obviously there's lots of different configurations depending on how much money you want to spend. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful in any way, leave a like, comment what I can do better because I'm still new to doing reviews. Thank you guys for watching, subscribe, I'll see you next time.